So we are getting one of the most requested features added to the First Descendant based on your feedback. This is excellent news. Also, yes, should this actually be nerfed? We've got to talk about it. And one of the best farming strategies in the game. We'll also dive into that as well. But I say we start out with that very big feature, which is going to be added very soon. Check it out. It says hotfix incoming. We're preparing a hotfix that includes matchmaking for public infiltration operations dungeon on hard mode. We'll update as soon as possible, so please stay tuned. And here's a little preview of that. So yeah, I am very surprised they're moving on this quickly. Extremely impressive that they are taking feedback and actually doing something actionable with it. So that is really cool. So I say keep the feedback rolling in. Other than hard mode being added into matchmaking, what else would you guys like to see added to the First Descendant? Or do you think it needs to be adjusted and updated? Also, I did want to let you guys know this. They did post this out that you can customize your Xbox controller. First Descendant is now an Xbox Design Lab. So yeah, it looks pretty cool right there. So check that out as well. I'll try to throw that link in the description below if any of you use controller. Let me know how many of you are actually on controller versus, mouse and keyboard. I myself am on mouse and keyboard. Now, let's get into some of the replies because the community is celebrating today. It's encouraging to see the dev are listening. This doesn't look like an average Nexon game, but someone pointed this out as well. Because they're competing with a company that listens to their players, they have to stay competitive or the game will die, especially with Tenacon right around the corner. That is such an excellent point. See, competition is a good thing. And also we have this right here. It says, they know they have a gold mine here if they care for the miners. And some people are concerned about the end game and the difficulty. It says, I hit the end game and had a very big what the F now moment. Now let's prepare for a wave of people complaining that it's too hard for pickup groups. Hopefully there are some difficulty sliders. And we got a reply here. Yeah, we will definitely need more difficulty balancing, taking into consideration my horrible experience with the Dead Bride because the teams couldn't even stay away from the boss to save their lives. One can imagine how the end game will look like. Let me know if you guys want to see like in-depth, highly tunable difficulty sliders for, playing matchmaking. But yeah, they got to be careful with that sort of thing because then if you have way too many matchmaking options, you kind of spread out the audience too much. So I'm sure that they have to watch out for that as well. But we also got to talk about this one right here. Can we please see scalings on modules? I have no idea this thing was the best boss killer in the game. High voltage right here. And we got some interesting replies here. Also, it seems to be hitting the Sam's target multiple times per strike. You go from 450K a strike to 2+ million multiple times a second. Holy hell. So yeah, that is super impressive. And it would be cool to see scalings for that for sure. A lot of you agree with that. Also, we have this enemy tracking needs a nerf. Let's talk about it. 397 upvotes. Beam weapons, gas weapons, and icicles from a health stealing 300-foot AoE. Little bitch needs to be tuned a bit. You can't roll through them because they follow you to Narnia at the speed of sound and say fuck all to your health bar. Not to mention, you'll get a tick of damage rolling into cover because of latency. So in my humble opinion, I think tracking needs a little redaction to its strength. And we got a reply here. What? You don't love an aimbot beam across the map that you can't dodge and just melt your HP? You need a bit of tweaking. Yeah, I think that on higher difficulties, you're definitely noticing this for sure. But yeah, let me know if you agree with this. It seems like the community definitely, at least out here on the subreddit, says, hey, yeah, this definitely needs to be looked into. Hopefully they can revisit this stuff and give some balancing tweaks as well to that sort of thing. Now, this right here, we got to talk about at least a little caliber needs to be earnable. Some amount of caliber needs to be earnable in game. We don't need to debate what an ideal amount needs to be, but there needs to be something. People are singing this game's praise for having all content besides cosmetics earnable. But guess what? Everything might be earnable, but you can't keep everything you can earn. The First Descendant released with 14 unique characters, but only gave you 10 character slots. That means for those of you that think you're going to put in everything it takes to collect everything you can as a free-to-play player, no, you're not, because it's literally not an option. Descendant slots are purchased with unearnable caliber, and if they were going to give you enough slots to have a roster filled with every character, not counting base versions of Ultimate, Descendants, they would have made the default amount of slots higher, and they wouldn't have made them purchasable. And so there needs to be some way to earn caliber. And if that goes the way of Warframe, plat trade, so then be it. But there can't be no ways to get caliber in the game, because not being able to keep all the things worth earning is a pretty crappy thing to do to everyone who flocked to this game after hearing about the supposed lack of nefarious monetization. 456 upvotes. A lot of people agree. Now, we have a reply here. I think that a system akin to Warframe trading would fit the best within current game model, maybe with a proper auction house kiosk in Albion for that bit of quality of life that Warframe is stuck on denying its players. This way, you get free-to-play players happy because they can grind for their caliber, and Nexon happy because all caliber is still paid by someone somewhere. I really do hope they consider taking feedback in regards to the monetization. It seems like they have a difficult time with that part so far, at least. I mean, you have to consider, though, that this game has barely been out, and they probably are still trying to strategize what they're going to do. But again, it's going to be very rare if they do adjust their monetization scheme. I've really never seen a company do it that often, unless I'm mistaken. Let me know if you guys have seen a free-to-play publisher/developer come out and say, hey, we're changing the entire monetization scheme to, benefit the players and your wallets. That would shock me and be an amazing thing to see. Now, also, we have this. Fastest energy activator farming strategy suggestions. Welcome. So here we go. Low carbon activator. So you got to go to Kingston Fallen Theater, Vulgus Strategic Outpost, about 15-ish per run. Kind of forgot. Now, tips. Teleport to another map and back to reset that timer. Now, conductive metallic foil. What about that? Head to Vespers and run around spamming the scan tab till you hear the sound of an encrypted vault nearby, usually near the edges of the map, about 1 through 5 per vault without Inzo. Some tips here. Use Inzo to have more loot drops and easier decryption skill issue. And then it says farming the code analyzers, just spam sterile lands. And they said anticipated ambush point. Now for heat plasma battery, it says Hagios normal, the Haven, about 9-ish per run. Takes about 3 minutes. Some tips here. Speed run this in a private match up until the hacking area and kill the elite tracker. Don't even need to start hacking. Then just leave and restart. There he is. Kill him. Now it says this is the boss that drops the heat plasma batteries, not the final boss. And polyatomic ion particles fortress, normal munitions loading dock, about 6 per run, takes about 3 to 4 minutes, and it just says kill him. This is the elite living artillery and energy activator BP, Kingston normal Magister Lab, about 3 minutes per run. And some tips here. Speed run this solo party for the amorphous material pattern 003. One shot the Grave Walker many times. Don't lose your sanity even when you've done it like 46 times to no avail. Total farm time required about 10 to 20 hours. Time taken to figure this crap out when it should have been explained, 10 hours. Time wasted killing the final boss and not picking up the heat plasma batteries at the mini boss while wondering what the hell I'm in, 6 hours. So yeah, now we did have some feedback though. It says should be doing hard mode and going for stabilizers for energy activators. Much better percentage chance. Forget the mission, but Fortress for the particles. You should be doing the one where you have to defend the zone in the big circle. The first elite spawns within 20 seconds. If he drops the match, you can abort and restart. If not, you can either abort and restart or just play it through because there are 2 elites. The mission you mentioned takes too long to reach the elite. I got 9 per run on average and could get them within 30 seconds on repeat. Now, you should be farming vaults in groups of 4. I got enough for 5 activators tonight, and I barely used any of my own breakers. We also farmed enough for 16 crystallization catalysts, and I got 1.6 million Kuiper. I still have like 15 purple, 30 blue, and 40 regular breakers. The more you know. Excellent advice there for farming. Let me know if you guys have a better farming method, of course. Kind of curious. But yeah, let's get into your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It could end up right here in a future video. Let's do this. So first and foremost, we have, I wish they'd show Jeremy get slapped by Alpha. That was that scene we needed. And we got, oh my God, I thought I was the only one. That damn robot was talking too fast. I just had to catch the last 4 words. Yeah, it is such a pain talking to him. It's like, dude, slow down. People crying about crafting times have never played Warframe. yeah, I do want to try Warframe, but I'm also scared now that that is the top comment. And then we have the cutscenes with Jeremy were pretty damn cool. Nice. I went out and touched grass and still got my ultimate bunny. Smiley face. Good job. Then we have, as the dev said, you're going to need everyone. You can't do poison-based farm without a poison-based user. Infiltrate is no different. I like they're making the characters with purpose, and it's not just pick the one that looks the coolest and play the game. So it seems like you guys actually do like that they kind of have unique mechanics per character that are utilized and needed, I guess you would say, with certain different mission structures and rewards. So it's cool to hear that you guys actually like that. And it's interesting that that's actually working out, because I was expecting you guys to be like, yeah, I don't like that at all. So interesting. So it seems like you guys are bouncing around from character to character, kind of like I am, although I am more focused on Fiesta right now. I really do like the ability of slowing down the battlefield with that cold ability. I just love that sort of thing. But anyway, thank you all so much for the comments. Greatly appreciate it. Stay tuned for more First Descendant videos. I have you guys covered. And we'll see also how Once Human does today. That should be releasing here, or it's already out. Curious to see if some of you are going to be playing that soon, or if you're just too much into the First Descendant right now, and that there's going to be nothing that pulls you away from the First Descendant. So I'm very curious to see how everything works out here with Once Human dropping. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.